and welcome to another reading. So sorry, it feels like I got something in my teeth and I can't really see the camera. So if it is something in my teeth, we all just gonna have to deal with it. So for the past few days, I've been channeling in this one line from a Paramore song, and it just keeps popping up all by itself. And then to go with it is a Brandy song. And I've been sitting with spirit like that song from Paramore is a belt. Like the part that comes out is a belting part. And I'm like, can I just say it in the reading? They're like, this is for the masses. And I'm like, okay, cool. Can I just say it? And they're like, no. All right. So if you have headphones on, or if you turn your volume up, because I know my videos tend to be on the lower volume side because I'm not using a mic. And although I have one, my acronyms put it somewhere and I don't know where it's at right now. So before I start singing in your ear, my name is Chrii. This is Snake Tree Lounge. Welcome in. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome for the first time if you're just finding me. And the first channeled piece is all I wanted was you. That's a message from God. Like God said, all they wanted was you. That was it. That's all they wanted was you. And there was a lot of distortion and distress and parental distrust built into you. So not like you as a parent, but you as you, and the distrust that you received from your guardians, parentals, about your intuition, about your path. And the other song, it's moving on to the next part now. All I wanted was you. It's crazy. It's like they're really serious that like all they wanted was you. No matter your failures, no matter your like mishaps I'm hearing, or like missteps, mistakes, which they're breaking that word down to mistakes, like things where you were supposed to take something away from a situation, but due to the distortion, you took it unclearly, I'm hearing. You took it unclearly? Yeah, like your own clarity, you second guessed your own clarity, and it ended up being a missed take. And also the other song was Brandy, Angel in Disguise, and I was called to write down the words so that I could see them. It says, angel in disguise she was, but somehow you fell for her. And when I wrote it down, I wrote, but somehow you feel for her. So like your open heart, your loving heart, your purest heart, I'm hearing. Purity heart. Your purity heart. Loved anyway. And then she broke your heart that day and left you in the rain, but still I love you. And when the rain stops, love, and when your tears dry, my love, and when the rain ends, love. But it's not when I didn't write when the rain ends. I wrote when the pain ends. Like when you stop trying to when you stop trying to what? Find the middle. No. Yes. When you stop trying to find middle ground on these parallel axes is what I'm seeing. So like there's cross axes where there is a middle. And when I think about it in this way, it's like I'm hearing India Irie. Back to the middle, come back to the middle. Like the cross section between the living plane and the high low of the divine. Back to the middle. But you were trying to find the middle in two things that went like this, which just you kept bouncing around like this is what you want, felt, needed, intuited, and this is what they want, felt, needed. And I don't even feel like it was intuited. It was I don't know the word. Projected. So, but I feel like what this message multiple confirmation Bergs. Is like when you come back to the middle, you align your physical existence and your heart's existence with the physical existence and the heart of the divine, because you are one with the divine. But when you're trying to do it in between another human's horizontal, right? So if we're on this plane, then in the 3D existence, there's that wobbly middle where like things bounce around. But when we're dealing with the divine, like the deep ocean, high universe, and then through deep ocean, through back down, through height, through universe, low, the all-encompassing. I hope that's making sense. Then that middle will reside in you, in the center, in the crossed axis. Then my love will begin. Dripping sounds of the song was important, and I wrote bottom of the barrel, the last of the old being purged and poured out, making room for the new. It's actually raining right now, and it just started raining a little before I sat down to record this reading when I was talking to my son on the phone, and we were like, wow, that just came out of nowhere because it was bright and sunny. But this is going to be, and this is coming in quick shifts, like almost like when you're dumping out a bucket, there's a whole lot. And then when you get to the bottom, if you're really trying to get everything out, there's like these, it sort of slides down and into like a funnel, a natural funnel. And then it comes out in this one drip, which is like a quick shift. But I feel like it's leaving open space for you, the same vessel, right? Because we don't get different bodies in a single lifetime. We just get different levels of consciousness. And your vessel's being emptied out, and you're like, you're in that place now where it's like it's dripping, it's drip drying. So it may feel empty while things are still coming out. But then it's going to be refilled with this advanced before that. Once it's out, it's going to be cleansed. So maybe a lot of things are changing. I made my own deck, y'all. I have all these decks of cards. Like, I have like 3 decks of regular cards. Sorry, I'm like drifting away, but I'm not drifting away. It's all a part of it. I just felt like I needed to pull a card from this deck right now. But I went through my journals, and one of my collage pieces, and I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I just hadn't sat down and did it yet. But like, I wrote down certain things from my musings in my journals onto the cards. So this cleansing of your vessel, this cleansing of, I'm hearing this is the restoration of the rusty bucket. So like, you came as a fresh, shiny bucket meant to be filled, and what was put in was water, but it wasn't ever, I'm hearing, wasn't ever allowed to be dumped out. Like, either you didn't allow it, or your situation didn't allow it, survival didn't allow it, and it rusted. But now it's all being dumped out, dried out, and restored. And once that restoration is completed, they're saying something about acid. There was acid in the water before. Not lots, but just enough to corrode. Back to the middle. Back to the middle. So the first card that, because I shuffled the deck when I was writing on them, I shuffled the deck, and the first card that I pulled, because I was just pulling them based on the order that they got shuffled into, and I was writing, and I think I was so like excited, but also like excited that I was finally sitting down and doing this project, but then also like kind of nervous about it, that I messed up twice. And I was like, and I really like considered chucking it, like the whole deck, and starting another one. I was like, no, don't do that. But this is on the 7 of Spades, and spades give me like the spades always remind me of like an arrow point on the edge of an arrow, but also it makes me think about Spades the game, where it's like, boom, and you throw it down there with such certainty. I confidently wield the energy within me to heal, harmonize, and alchemize. And I'm just going to start over. I confidently wield the energy within me to heal, harmonize, alchemize, and balance my being. And it's on the 7. And we got 2 7s. 7 of diamonds as well. Some talents can only be known when working together. Collaborate. Like I was saying, come back to the middle. But it's not like wait, more lyrics are coming. It's so crazy because I haven't heard some of these songs in so long. Come back to the middle, come back. Don't make no mind about falling down, 'cause it's when you're in that valley you can see both sides more clearly. Back to the middle, back to the middle. Yeah, like I'm hearing like hermitage, low contact, no contact, separation. Is on this like one side. And then the other side is like you recognizing maybe separation anxiety, abandonment fatigue, abandonment adjustment. But you're able to see it clearly. You're able to see where it was projecting and reflecting from. 'Cause it's when you're in that valley, you can see both sides more clearly. Yeah. But now that this is where you are, again, I'm being called to the words on the page. Dripping sounds, bottom of the barrel, last of the old being poured out, making room for the new. So it might feel kind of lonely. It might feel kind of sad. It might feel kind of bottom. But it's more like I'm saying like a slingshot where you gotta pull it all the way down. Or like a catapult. You gotta pull it. It gotta be pulled all the way back, all the way down to go as far as you're meant to go. Come back. Come back. Come back to the middle. Yeah, I don't think right now you're meant to be in a like toxic positive, like you're a positive person. You see things positively, you want to see the best in things, and that has been a part of survival for you. This deck. But it also sort of puts you in a place where I'm looking over across the room and there's this like thing that I have over there, and it says hope, but the E is obstructed, so it just says hop. So you've been hopping around hoping that pouring out love for potential, I'm hearing, will help you get to where you need to get to, but you're realizing that it has to be centered on you. And you got to change where you are. The 3 of Hearts. Voyage where you can experiment with your practice to experience greater amounts of vitality, positivity, and friendliness. Delivering authentic peace systemically. I did not write systematically. I wrote systemically. What's the difference? Systematically, and I'm not looking it up, but I just asked Spirit to be like, what is the difference? Systemically versus systematically. Systematically. Systemically. Systematically. Give me a second to flesh this out. Systematically. Systematically versus systemically. Systematically feels like a programming. Like things are thought to happen automatically based on where they've been placed in the system. Whereas systemically feels like things will happen because they are a part of the broader system and they are meant to happen that way. Like, systemically feels natural. Systematically feels placed, forced. I'm seeing like a motherboard on a computer. I don't know, maybe that makes sense for someone. But this 3 of hearts, so it's like, now I'm hearing collecting a jar of hearts and tearing love apart. You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul. So don't come back for me. Who do you think you are? Some of these connections are never going to return because you're just not even able, willing to go back, to attempt to thaw out. I got on really short shorts and I don't want to share that with y'all. To go back and help thaw out something that you already put so much warmth into. You're now keeping it for yourself to dry out your own oversaturation. I'm hearing 773 is where we're at right now. Spades, diamonds, hearts. So there's the spades, which is giving warrior, armor. The diamond is pressure. And the heart is love. Pressure, war, pressure, love. Defense, pressure, love. 773. Tarot spirit. Okay. There's other things written on this page, but I don't feel like I'm supposed to read them right this moment. I keep looking at them, and spirit's like, not yet. Soon come. Soon come. But I do keep looking at this other art piece that I made. It's on a, ironically, it's on a chalkboard from my early childhood. Is this the way? Okay. Yes. So it's the High Priestess in reverse. So we got I'll tell you why I'm laughing in a second. We got the High Priestess in reverse. We got gossip, bad advice, incomplete knowledge, misrepresentation. So the reason why I'm laughing is because the chalkboard that the art piece is on is from my early youth, where I was being homeschooled. And on it, in my present life, I wrote, "Life will school you. Just be present and pay intention." For a lot of people, especially if you made it this far in this reading, you live with the intention to hold space and love for everyone and the transformation that they may be going through, because you recognize that transformation is necessary. Transformation is natural, just based on what you see in the seasons. Life will school you. That's a lesson that we all see with our own eyes and learn with our own eyes. Collecting your jar of hearts. So with this High Priestess in reverse, it's giving like, it's making me think about going back to what I said in the beginning about parental distress, distortion, and distrust. Like, while you honor that people may have been doing the best that they can, you now have stepped back enough. Sorry, they're cutting the grass outside my house. You've now stepped back enough to see that some of those lessons were due to a distortion of reality, a lack of knowledge, a lack of belief and faith in a broader perspective for the future, which led to bad advice and gossip, maybe even gossip about you, that then swayed the advice that the person gave. So don't come back for me. Who do you think you are? And it took so long just to feel alright. Remember how to put back the light in my eyes. Alright, so we got, are they all in reverse? No? Okay. So we got the Star in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Doubt, confusion, delusion, and despair is the Star. So yeah, I feel like that's that rust that I was talking about. I need to go let this window down. Okay, sorry about that. I had to let the window down. The window is up in the same room, and they're right outside the window, and just. Who do you think you are? All right, so it's still playing in the. Okay, so if the star in reverse, and that's doubts, confusion, delusion, despair. So like, you broke all your promises, and now you're back. You don't get to get me back. Yeah, you see it. You see it. You know what it is. You've clocked it. There's a pattern I'm hearing. There's a pattern to it. And you recognize because God has stepped in, you've pulled back enough to actually hear your own resonance. Feel your own resonance and feel where the daggers are coming out when you are just standing in you. And you're seeking to harmonize, alchemize, and balance your being, delivering authentic peace and collaborations that are going to help you move forward, which is being seen as headstrong and reckless. But I'm also feeling like this, like it's not headstrong at all. It's, you wouldn't be going about it in this way if you didn't need to, have to. So yeah, the projection is that you're being headstrong, you're being reckless, you're being lacking of love, which that's never the case, I feel. Not for this particular reading. That's all just a misrepresentation. But now you're going on an adventure, getting out of your routine and exploring, riding into new lands, being driven and passionate. This is your Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands space. And like I was saying before, knights tend to move quickly. I'm also recognizing the lizards on this shield. But when I had it down here, it sort of looked like snakes. But when I picked it up, there's lizards on this shield, I believe, because they have arms. It's more like salamanders. Salamanders. Which are land water creatures. So you're malleable. You're not malleable. You're flexible. And that flexibility, what are you saying, Spirit? That flexibility was push it to the limit. I push and I push. I ride and I ride. Like you were going to be ride or die for some people, and they chose death for you. And when you saw that, you were like, no. But you didn't really see it. You felt it, and Spirit made it loud. Like when it was happening in your face, it was not pleasant feeling. I'm feeling like this pit in my stomach, but it's not technically in my stomach. I'm feeling it sort of externally being brought into the message. So this came in the reverse. It's a 6 of spades. And now you're back. Yeah, there's some. Hold on. Speaking your truths makes someone really uncomfortable. It makes quite a few people really uncomfortable. So this 6-9, this card, the 6 cards stand out to me because they reflect, it's a 6, but they reflect 2 different numbers. So at the same time, there's a 6 and there's a 9. And I feel like that's really important for this reading in the doubt, confusion, despair, misrepresentation, incomplete knowledge, on and on and on. There's 2 different stories happening. Confirmation verb. There's 2 different stories happening in reality. One is yours, one is theirs. But really all you need to do is, this says, try it on, practice self-focus. Practice self-focus. Don't worry about that. Who do you think you are? Running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts, and tearing love apart. Yeah, there may have been people who really loved you, but whoever this in-between person is, and it does feel like a person, the perception of hierarchy, which is taking me to this high priestess from the beginnings, high priestess in reverse. This perception of hierarchy of like, they know what's going on. So what they're telling others is playing just enough into what they know about the other to make it sound real, and what the other knows about you, right? But right now you're being asked, don't worry about 3, 6, 9, 10, real fine. Niggas talking to me one more time. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get. Like while you down there in the low, get low, get low, get low, get low. But not like in a shiesty type of way. Just be down there rocking it out to the windows, to the wall. So get. You might be changing houses, or you need to clean your house. Either you're changing houses or you really need to do a deep clean. Windows, walls, body. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I'm not singing that one here. Oh no, dun, dun, dun. But so the part that I kept looking at that I didn't feel like was for then is now. So it was the avatar connection, like where it was the tail or the hair that came down and the end of it connected with their horse or their creature animal that they were going to be riding on. And it created this connection where they could communicate with the animal without verbalization. And that's where you're going with this. I'm being brought back to the voyage where you can experiment with your practice to experience greater amounts of vitality, positivity, friendliness, delivering authentic peace systemically. Like you're being moved into a system where this is just the natural flow. And your voyage through that, like this Knight of Wands, your voyage through that is, it's going to be great. It's going to allow you to create a new routine. It's going to allow you to explore new things, ride into a new land, really be passionate and driven, although they can't go. What else, Spirit? Anything else? 41:14 when I looked at the clock. 'Cause you broke all your promises, but now you're back. You don't get to get me back. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be really important for you to just remember what you know. Remember what has happened, not because you're not because you ruminate, right? Just delicious. Not because you ruminate, just because you honor the journey that you've had to take to get to where you are. And on that journey, certain things happened that were not accounted for, were gaslit about, so on and so forth. Anything else, Spirit? So then we're going to end with a guardian angel card message, which these are shaped like hearts, which feels really pertinent and important. And I'm also hearing 3 hearts. So maybe it's you and 2 other people. Because the message started off with parental, it may be a child. Or maybe it's 3 outside of you that's going to bring this love in. Prayer. All right, so we're going to do the prayer. Instead of a guardian angel message, we got a prayer. And then at the bottom of the deck, it's manifestation. Get back together. Come on. Line up all the little hearts. And the believe fell out. So we have prayer, manifestation, and believe. I still believe someday you and me will find ourselves in love again. I miss your love. So, or maybe on the opposite side of this, because in connections that go awry, in connections where there's 2 different stories, sometimes it is like a real soul connection, and someone abandons it because the work is too hard. They feel too low, and they've never really stood forth in that true soul transformation. And maybe you have, or if you're like me and you got 4 Scorpio placements, it's just a part of who you are. But there may come a day, again, we got 3 here, there may come a day where it flows back around, but make sure that it feels right. Don't do it until it feels right to you. This is a self-focus. Focus on you, because you're in a place where you need to build a foundation that is built by you so that no one can tear asunder. Okay? Because the stone that the builder refused will always be the head cornerstone. Yeah, they're trying to come back in right now because they see your power is increasing again. They see the rust is healing. They see they want to have a peace. Don't. Um, be your own cornerstone right now. So the prayer is, Dear guardian angel, to you I pray. When I'm fearful, help me remember that only love is real. When I'm lost, help me find my way. When I'm confused, help me regain clarity. When I feel lonely, help me feel your loving presence. When I perceive chaos, help me to see order. Thank you. The manifestation. Believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart's desires. The life you have for so long aspired to create will soon manifest. It's like I was saying. Believe. Be open to all possibilities and opportunities. Let go of preconceived ideas. There is nothing to fear. You are constantly surrounded by love. Start to believe in yourself and trust your instincts. As I said in the beginning, your instincts, your intuition you were taught to doubt it. Stop. Don't do that anymore. Wondrous possibilities and opportunities abound, provided that you are flexible, and you are. And retain an open heart and mind. Believe that all is possible. I put it in here upside down, put the deck in the box because the bottom of the box fell on the floor. And there's also the rainbow card at the bottom. So this might be a really important message for my LGBTQIA plus folks, meaning rainbow children, those with rainbow babies. Maybe this is a message from your rainbow baby. But you're being asked to take that avatar tail or avatar connection and really plug in to spirit, plug into this showing, this outcropping of love that's about to show for you. And if it doesn't feel like an outcropping of love, focus on yourself. Practice self-focus. Try it. Try it on. Try it on. Practice self-focus. Okay? And I'm hearing this child next door. It's a daycare next door to me. I'm kind of glad that I'm moving because there's a child over there. I don't know what's happening, but she cries wildly, often. And the responses that I hear, not that they're dangerous, it's just they're not loving. And that might be a reflection as well. Trust yourself. You've known from your beginning. You've known from your beginning. Okay? The stone that the builder refused will always be the head cornerstone. Peace.